Matthews Band, they have, they're ready to be inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. But that's not till October. June, you'll be able to see them out at Blossom. The date is June 25th. Don't know who's with them on this go-round, but that's when it's going to happen. LiveNation.com has got all the details for you if you want to see the Dave Matthews Band. Frankly, why wouldn't you? Be caller 10. 216-578-1007 or 800-348-1007.
Are you trying to make us all uncomfortable?
Alan Cox.
It's gross, it's weird, it's not right, it's not cool.
And there's plenty more where that came from. Back to the Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS.
Hey, Gab Cruz is sitting in today for a bit. You got to go in a little bit, yeah?
Yeah.
And the Guardians not playing tonight, or are they? They are 6:10.
They should be, yeah.
I'm all out of it today. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know what's going on with me today. I don't know. I got up.
There's
Worked
the problem.
out. That's what it is, boy.
Did you
I
have
don't know.
cupcakes for breakfast?
I didn't have cupcakes for breakfast, no.
Wow. So you ordered these and didn't get yourself one?
I did not.
Wow, that's some discipline. Thank you.
Nope, of course.
And
Guardians.
He didn't even take a bite of any
He
of
didn't
them.
even try.
No, I
Right.
didn't take a bite. No,
I'm
no.
beginning
Yeah.
to think he's Hot Girl Summer's around the corner and he's,
And
paying
he's going to the
attention.
gym, and if you're not here every day, so you don't hear how we talk about food and how he's, it's not as much of a discipline as much as it's like a disorder is what we're feeling.
Well, listen, don't get me wrong. I have a sweet tooth, but I have to
Then
keep
eat
it
some
under.
cupcakes.
I got to keep it under
you
control.
can take a
I
little
can't.
bite,
No, they're not my cupcakes. I got them for Gab.
but she's
and,
offered.
He
it-
knows it's a slippery slope, maybe.
It's a slippery slope. That's right. I've got to keep myself in check. I'm constantly doing math, Gab.
Are you the macros kind of person?
I don't do
who does
macros.
all that?
Nope, but I log all my food, and I
I do too.
log my right.
Well, sometimes it's
You
not
do
logs.
macros?
No, I was going to
Yeah,
say
I don't do that.
I log my foods, but sometimes it's more of like a
It's
clump.
That's on the other end.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes a log, sometimes it's a plop. You never.
I'm not doing a food.
That took me too long, but
Yes, it did.
It's all right.
It's okay, it's your birthday.
It finally came to her. Yeah.
Hey, can you do the stairway fart just for me on my birthday, please?
Yeah, of course. I'll play the stairway fart for you.
Oh man.
She loves it.
I don't
You
know.
want to hear one that a customer sent us, a listener sent
Oh
us?
gosh, I don't know. Okay.
A real splat.
Yeah,
on
pretty
that
sure
one.
he had to change his
Yeah, that's
pants
not-
after that one. But
Oh man.
That was not good.
no, I don't have a food scale. I'm not going crazy.
Yeah, but logging takes a lot of effort.
Well, there's apps, right? You used to have to write them down.
Okay.
You used to keep a food log and all that kind of stuff. Now it's just an app. You scan the barcode. If you're eating, if I'm having a protein shake or something, scan the barcode, right?
Well, what was your inspiration? Like blood sugar level, physique?
Well,
all of the above.
I'm an old dad. I've got 2 kids in college, and I have a second grader. So I want to, I can't.
You're in your LeBron era.
I
Where
can't
you
be a
wanna
fat dad. I can't do it.
You got to be crushing it for years to come.
Well, fingers crossed. Yeah, I mean, I'm trying to be around, but and I'm not a guy. I envy these guys who are like, I quit drinking beer and I lost 20 pounds. Like I barely drink, so I'm not a
Yeah.
guy that has something like that they can look to and just cut it out, right? Plus, I'm in here all day,
Yeah.
so I got to work out in the morning. I mean,
Your steps count as low. For,
well, yeah, but I'll take a pre-show constitutional sometimes, but it's chilly today. I went over to the Colossal Cupcakes. I was like, ooh, it's cold. It's chilly. I was nipping out. I wasn't going to go walk a mile under those conditions. Anyway, Guardians are playing tonight. That's a 6:10 game. It is the second of 3 against the Red Sox. It beat them 4-1 last night. Guardians over Boston. So 6:10 tonight. The weather looks like it's going to be much more baseball game-like. Isn't it warm today or no?
No, it's still pretty chilly. Yeah, it's like
I
40.
guess I just mentioned
yeah.
it was chilly. Yeah.
Yeah.
42. Well, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
But, wear a hoodie or a jacket or something and you can watch them play. And then they'll finish that series tomorrow afternoon And then the Guardians will go to Atlanta, and then they'll go to Houston before they come back home. Cavs are in Orlando tomorrow night, Game 3, the playoffs against the Magic. Magic have yet to win a game in that series, so that's good news. I love the headline, campuses are at a boiling point. I love anything that's at a boiling point. I love civil unrest. I can't get enough of it. I love it on campus. I love it in the streets. I'm a big, big fan. And that they're Yale and NYU and all these hoity-toity schools are seeing these massive demonstrations, and they're hauling kids off, and they're arresting protesters, which obviously you're not supposed to do. But that's why campuses are reaching a boiling point.
Boiling point.
I love it, a boiling point. Because college is the best. That's when you're supposed to protest. Because you kind of half know what you're talking about.
But you've got
But it doesn't stop you from taking a stand.
Yeah, you've got full confidence.
That's right. You'll never have more unearned confidence in your life, but don't let that stop you.
Passion, confidence, off the charts.
Off the charts.
Perfect time.
Yes. You got to get out there, and you got to make your voice heard, even if you don't know what you're talking about. Some people do. Some people do deep dives, and then they get out there.
That's so
but
true.
more
Or
people
even
are
if you
prone to
do-
just taking a piece of cardboard and writing a few words on it and holding it up and screaming, because that's, when you go to college, that's kind of a lot of people's first opportunity, not only to reinvent themselves, but to kind of really plant their flag in how they want to be perceived.
It feels like too much effort after college, too, don't you think?
Well, that's why I really respect those people that keep that ball rolling. Like, they're just, they're activists.
Mm-hmm.
And their entire adult life, they're going for the underdog. And, but when you see, like, on campus, this is what it's supposed to be. I think for so long, people have gotten themselves in this frame of mind where, college campuses are like these quiet, leafy enclaves or whatever. I want to see tear gas getting tossed in to a group of kids. I want to see those kids tossing the tear gas back. I love it. Columbia University got so bad, they decided to do their classes remote for a little while. That's...
So what happened?
Huh?
What happened?
These are protests over the Israel-Gaza situation.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of pro-Palestinian people, a lot of pro-Israel people, a lot of college, campus, faculty and administrations that don't quite know how to handle it.
Well, because I don't know, what do you think the best case outcome is?
What do you mean?
More education for the students, on the subject matter?
Well, listen, you can do that on your own. I mean, again, news sources are so fragmented now that who knows?
I think it's been hard for me to get a grasp. I've tried to go down the rabbit hole, and even all I can gather confidently is that there's a ton of bloodshed.
Yes, and I think that's where most people land on that, is they're like, there has to be. Now, again, you're talking about.
I literally Googled, what can I do? Because I didn't understand.
Yeah.
I could understand the gravity of it.
Right.
And I felt for it. I was coming out of town hall a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago now. And there was a huge parade of cars that went by with the flags for Gaza.
Yeah.
And it moved me. And then I tried to do my homework. I was like, I want to do something. And I'm like, I don't know where I am on the spectrum for this. What do I do?
Well, because you think about when everybody's social media profile had a Ukrainian flag, right? At the beginning of that. That's easy. Because Russia...
Did that end the war, by the way?
I'm sorry, Billy, it did not.
Oh.
I'm sorry to tell you.
What the hell?
Us posting... I was under the impression that
That's
it would.
ridiculous that emoji didn't mean
That
no.
all of us posting that flag would do something, but it did not. But that one was easy. The Israel-Gaza thing is not so easy for people.
Because it sounds like people are on...
Well, you have people who are at extreme opposite ends of it, and then you have some people in the middle who are like, hey, can we just find a way so that a lot of people on either side are not
Don't
getting
die.
killed? Right,
Yeah,
don't die.
Exactly.
And so, but the Russia-Ukraine thing, that was easy for people to get their heads around. But I love all those headlines about campuses are at the boiling point. College campuses are on fire. Although fewer and fewer kids are thinking about maybe going to college at all. A lot of Gen Z students coming out of high school, going to trade school because they're realizing, to a large degree, what a scam college can be. It's not designed to get you an affordable education, right? So a lot of people are thinking of going to trade schools. And they said that it's more than just a little bump. In Ohio alone, the number of apprenticeships are up 69%. And so more and more people are like, hey, I'm going to have a great job coming out of trade school, right? Might not be sexy, but I'm going to make money.
I think
I'm not going to have hundreds of thousands of dollars, in debt. Welders and listen, I did some welding back in the day.
I believe you.
You kids with your newfangled auto dark masks. I had an old Honeywell fiber metal. You had to darken your own lenses.
You had to discover ore.
Yes.
You're like, this bronze is really getting things done, and then you move into the next age.
So my early welding bona fides, I had a pretty good handle on my joints.
Plumbers make a lot of money.
Yeah, they do, but it's a lot of poop. But I have my T joint down.
Yeah, you can't just be a sink plumber. You gotta work with toilets.
Yeah. I have my lap joint. That was pretty good with my slot weld. Yep, my groove weld. So, yeah, there's a lot of course, I was best known, Bill, for my Tuesday weld. Hey, I've got $1,000 here.
No, explain it.
She was beautiful. I'd get my torch going. People would pay money just to see her. Hey, $1,000. It's courtesy of the Buzzard bookie, and I hope you win. I don't know who you are, but it seems to me that you've probably lived a pretty good life and probably deserve $1,000. So good luck.
This is your chance to bet with the Buzzard bookie and win $1,000 now. Enter this nationwide keyword at WMMS.com. Grand. That's grand. Enter it now at WMMS.com.
After Hours line, people can leave messages there for us, voicemails if you're so inclined.
Anytime, really.
Anytime, yeah. I call it the After Hours line because that's when, traditionally and historically, some people will call drunk over the weekend, but you can call anytime. It's 216-986-8903.
Alan, Trucker John, King of I-71. Hey, man, you guys were talking about jeans. You got to check out these jeans. They're called barrel jeans, like a 55-gallon barrel. Most ridiculous pair of pants I've ever seen in my life. I've seen two girls walking through the mall wearing them Saturday.
I bet you have barrel jeans, don't you? Barrel leg jeans.
I have no idea.
Those big, wide. My daughter wears them. She's at college.
Oh.
There's nothing wilder than watching, because girls on campus are dressing like they did when I was in college.
Right.
So 30 years later, to see everybody dressing the way the girls did when I was in college is super weird. But yeah, all that 90s type style.
I love it.
All
baggy.
back. It's all back.
It's great.
But Trucker John out there peeping the barrel jeans on the ladies at the mall.
Mm-hmm. I've never heard them called that.
Yeah.
Barrel jeans.
Is this the Lucille Ball clip?
Yeah.
Now
it's
his name was David, not Ted. Another old-timey name, kind of.
An old Lucille Ball kind of a Q&A thing, repurposed for social media and tagged with, she's out there protecting the gals from this lech.
Do you have a question?
Yes, we have a young lady here with an I Love Lucy T-shirt on. Stand up and...
Take your hands off her, David.
Oh, excuse me.
I can see the shirt.
So, thought I'd try to...
What's your name?
Hi there, we're here
What's your
tonight.
name? David, will you take your hands away?
By the way, who's this guy?
It's David.
Because now everybody's going to be looking for this guy going,
No, I'm sure
who
he's
is
dead.
this guy? Is he still alive? This guy's probably 90 years old now.
He's probably dead.
He might be gone.
I mean, this looks like it's from the mid-70s.
Yeah.
Wait. What's your name, dear?
Early in the morning.
Give her the mic.
My name is?
David.
Yes, I have a lady here with me.
I noticed. Will you take your hands off, David?
Oh, excuse me. I didn't hear that I kept expecting to hear in a class of students. Stand up, young lady, and
Take your hands off her.
Hi, my name's Amy Resnick. I'm from
Harold
San-
Lawrence, and next Friday it's Mickey Mouse's 50th birthday, so we're going down to Disney World and doing a M-I-C.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm not going to sing it.
Anywho. Well, there you go.
Yeah,
She was old and crusty, and take your hands off her. I mean, again, he literally like had his hands on her shoulder as she was standing up, you know.
But there's no reason. I get what she's saying. There's no reason to touch her in those situations.
I can't believe he didn't get it after she repeated
Right.
the same criticism of this guy.
Yeah.
It's like you give people a pass. We don't want to be too, like, you know, I don't know. It's funny. You want to have a line where it doesn't all become men suck.
Yeah.
Because I get sensitive about that, too. I'm like, we don't have to make it out like all men are terrible. But at the same time, it's like, read a social cue, and then if you get corrected on it, just, like, try to fix it.
Yeah. Just,
Read
take
the
a little
context a little bit,
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
take the criticism and be like, oh, maybe
Yeah.
I'm a little touchy. Maybe I need
Right.
to keep my hands to myself kind of thing.
Georgia Satellite sang about it. They knew what was up.
Mm-hmm.
There's a guy who has Britain's biggest penis.
Wow.
These guys are never
I was really hoping I'd come in today and you'd tell me.
These guys are never good looking either. They're always just schlubs who, you know, granted it's more of a it's, as he'll soon tell you, you know, it's more of a detriment than anything else when it's that big of a deal. But there was that guy Jonah Falcon for a long time. Just these schmucks who, you know, God played a trick on him, if you believe in God. Gave him a real knee shooter, but like they're not, you know, they're not killing it out there. Anyway, he's got a book that's coming out.
How did they find out that he's got the biggest?
I don't know. I don't think he was keeping a secret.
Well, that's the thing.
You know,
is
the
that
other guys kind of be like, yeah, let's give it to him.
I think he's so far ahead that they're like, you know, but this guy's doing like the morning chat shows.
Wow.
In England. By the way, remember Kat Deely? She's co-hosting this show now in England. Kat Deely used to do You Think You Can Dance over here, I think. She's this blonde British woman, and she was real cute. But I hadn't seen her in a long time, and she's co-hosting this morning show. Anyway, this guy has a book coming out because, I don't know, he's got nothing else going on. It's called A Long Story. And he's making the rounds on the chat shows and talking about.
A long story. Is it only in hardcover?
Yeah, see?
Hey.
She
Now
did
that's
it.
innuendo.
Whoa, serendipity.
Uh-huh.
And you kind of want to dispel this myth, essentially, that bigger isn't always better.
No, it's definitely not. I mean, besides the practical issues, I think it does come. A lot of the things people think about, it's more virile, you're more manly or stuff. Again, these are just myths you get because the people who are bragging about it often are.
Yeah, why would you want to keep the myth going, this guy? I like to dispel the rumors that it's awesome for you, because no woman wants to touch that, right? So I'm sure that's why
I
this
think
guy
there's
is
some
like,
women that are up for a challenge.
yeah, but it's a
like man
challenge.
versus food.
Oh, God.
A lot of times with Black Reddit's overcompensating, for example, or they just, they want to promote themselves doing adult work where that is a selling point. Sure. But it's not, again, it's not.
In everyday life.
In everyday life, it's not.
Quite
And so for the normal person who has that, well, again, not normal at this size, but it wouldn't be beneficial.
Yes.
There is, so look, we've got this ruler with us just to try and illustrate. So this essentially is how big your penis is when it's erect.
Oh, yeah, obviously the thickness is a lot bigger, but yes.
Yes, and of course, we're not taking into the girth.
Which is the real issue.
So the practicality...
Obviously, the size is different. Yeah, we don't think you're shaped like a ruler, dummy.
Wow.
But it's a foot long. It's the size of a ruler, this guy.
Huh.
And
not like one of those Subway footlongs where it's actually 11 and a half.
Yeah.
Wow, it's possible to
But it is
have
double meat.
too big of
It's what?
dick energy.
Yeah.
No, sorry.
It's your birthday.
Yeah.
Too big a blank
BDE.
energy.
Yeah. You can't.
Because
Yeah.
he doesn't seem as confident or something.
No, he's not. He's just a schlub, and he's got, he. What's he gonna do with it? Because that's all. To his point, that's all that's left for these guys is, hey, we want to put you in some novelty porn, and a lot of these dudes don't want to do that because then that's all they'll be known for. So this guy apparently wants to be known for his book. The headline on the story was that he got kicked out of a yoga class because they didn't realize what he was packing, and they thought that he was aroused in the yoga class.
Wow.
And so they kicked him out and banned him from going there. A guy named Matt Barr, that's his name. He's 40, and he's making the rounds talking about the hardships of having a foot-long penis. A Long Story is the name of his autobiography, Life with One of the World's Largest Penises. Imagine no one has ever heard of you before. This is all you're known for once you tell people who you are and what you've got. And you're putting out an autobiography.
Mm-hmm.
Here's my life story. Like, people are just going to they're going to go right to the appendix. Let's see. Penis, page 112.
He goes right to the appendix.
Yeah. I was waiting on it, Bill.
Well, anyway, he's got a 12-incher, but he's still not as big as Jonah Falcon from New York City.
New York City. So if you're looking for a sweet beach read this coming summer, maybe grab Matt Barr's book about his giant wang.
Alan, you were talking about boiling point earlier. Have you heard about this track runner who delayed but got awarded these Olympic medals so many years after the fact because it was proven that she was racing against these Russian dopers?
I don't think that I did. It sounds vaguely familiar,
It's crazy
but I don't.
because nobody knows of her. But I've really, it's piqued my interest because I'm kind of a track nerd. But this is someone on my wish list to get an interview with. But long story short, she competed during this era where it was really hard to win at the 800 meters for her event because she was racing against these dopers. But it wasn't proven at the time.
Right.
So she kept getting fourth at like world championships. And then so many years after the fact, so she's retired now, they upgraded 3 medals of hers. And recently, like last week or maybe less than that, she got upgraded from the 2012 Olympics. She should be bronze. Now, the crazy thing is, though, she's probably one of the best 800 meters to ever do it in American track and field. And she never got the recognition. Like, she never got to cross the finish line and win her medal in front of a crowd.
So it's bittersweet for her to get these.
Yeah, and she probably got robbed of like hundreds of thousands of dollars
and endorsements and stuff.
All kinds of stuff, and nobody knows her name. So anyway, for those listening, Alicia Montano, what she's doing now is she's trying to get...
It killed my father. Prepare to die.
What'd you say?
That's Inigo Montoya, Bill.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what you're thinking. For The Princess Bride. Look for the six-fingered man.
Different character.
Yeah.
She's trying to advocate to have her...
What's her name?
Alicia Montano.
My name is Alicia Montano.
You stole my gold medals. Prepare to die.
Exactly.
Yeah. So she's trying to make up for lost time now.
She's advocating at the 2028 Olympics. She wants the committee to allow her to stand on a podium and accept her.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
They should do that.
Yeah.
They should do that.
Because I'm passionate about this, and I too love a good underdog story, I'm trying to push, too. I want to see that happen for her. It's a really interesting story, and I'm pulling for her.
Well, and everybody you tell, once you've gotten your medals, everybody you tell, you have to give them that whole story, right?
Yeah, and it's crazy because, like, on
what
social
happened
media,
was...
you think that she'd be blowing up by now.
Especially with women's sports getting the spotlight they're getting right now.
Yeah.
From the NCAA tournament and Caitlin Clark and stuff like that. You think people will be like, hey, here's a good story.
Well, maybe they will. Maybe she can ride that wave.
And here's the crazier part, too. She was actually still in shape in 2016. She was still the best American. She goes to the Olympic trials in America. Obviously, you have to qualify out of your country first to make it. I think it's the top 2 advance.
What country is she from?
She, America.
Oh, she's American. Yeah, okay.
And she's running the race. She has this fearless style that no one ever... It's very unconventional for the half mile. She'll get out there and she'll lead the race start to finish, which is extremely physically hard to do and mentally taxing to lead a race the entire time. She's leading first lap. Second lap, still in the lead. She gets jostled around somebody, not to drop names, Brenda Martinez, though, another amazing 800-meter runner, but has a history of tripping in big meets, which you shouldn't do it in an elite level. Trips Alicia with 150 to go. She's out on the infield. She's not even able to get back in the
You can
race.
trip people?
Yeah.
What the?
It was an accident.
Yeah, sure it was.
But-
My ass, it was an
But
accident.
isn't that crazy? So it's like her story is just nuts. It's like this woman needs her flowers.
Well,
All right,
she
one more
should have
time.
a book.
She should.
Not just the guy with the big peen.
Yeah.
I know.
Alicia Montoya. Alicia Montagna?
Montagna.
Alicia Montagna.
Actually, it might be
Prepare
Montagno.
to die.
Montagno.
Montagno?
She was
Okay.
Alicia Johnson.
Alicia. Okay.
No, it's a good story.
It's crazy.
It's a great story.
She also ran pregnant once, and it was really funny. She raced pregnant.
I hope
mean.
they didn't trip her then.
No, she raced pregnant to keep a sponsorship at one point before
Oh, yeah,
before
that's-
Nike started moving the needle on
Yeah.
like fair. They would take your sponsorship away if you got pregnant in track and field.
Wow. So anti-sex over there. All right, I've got to take a break. If you're on hold, I will grab you on the way back. If you want to send a text, 35192. I will have, you want to go see The Fall Guy? We're doing an advanced screening of the new Ryan Gosling, Emily Blunt film. We're going to do that Tuesday night out at Valley View, so I'll have a couple of passes coming back.
The Alan Cox Show on 100.7 WMMS and everywhere you go on our free iHeartRadio app. And now...